How excited are you, madam? Woohoo!
Over the weekend, the small town of Madras, Oregon, saw its population swell from 6,000 to more than 100,000 people. Its prime viewing location is why we came here. To beat the crowds, we had to get an early start. Madras very early in the morning. Madras is in the desert in Oregon. It's right on the path of the solar eclipse, and many tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people are expected. It's a journey that should take us only about an hour, but the organisers have told us to leave between 6 and 9 hours for the journey today. Let's see. Well, that was a much easier journey than we were anticipating, actually, either because people are already here, as you can see, or because people are put off by the weather. There are some concerns about forest fires and the smoke from those and whether or not that will impact on the eclipse. Or we're just here in good time. Let's see. With the day's first sunrise, you could sense the excitement. Here we go. We are starting to get ready for nature's most natural phenomenon. Interesting to see the different glasses that are around. I love yours. In order to view the eclipse, you need to be prepared.
I got some more basic ones over here.
Oh, I like those too. Those are
colorful.
They're nicer than mine. I might come and steal those when you're not looking. Those are proper solar glasses, those, aren't they? Fantastic. Have you seen a solar eclipse before?
No.
Okay. So what are you most expecting? Because apparently some people scream, some people cry, some people...
I'll cry.
Can't
I'll
talk. You'll cry.
I'll cry.
Okay. Some people can't articulate sentences.
Yeah, that'll probably be me too.
Yeah, that would be a bit awkward if it's me, won't it?
Yeah.
Nice to talk to you. Thanks. Enjoy it.
Cheers.
We will.
Tell us about your telescope. Can I ask you about that? I don't want to touch it because I know it's very expensive and very precious. I need to stand next to you because we're using my microphone.
All right. Well, this is basically this is a Newtonian reflector. Basically, the light comes in here. There's a mirror down on that end. Comes back. There's another mirror at an angle that puts the light out through the eyepiece over here. Of course, I have a solar filter on it right now because you should never ever look at the sun through a telescope without a filter on it. That would be much more dangerous.
And you're pointing in that direction because that's where it's going to happen?
No, this is kind of the default direction. It's actually pointing north right now.
Okay. Okay.
The way this is set up, you aim this north, and then it will rotate. As the Earth turns, the telescope will turn with it, so it's always pointing at the same place.
Okay, and we're expecting clear skies, so it looks as though it's going to be a good view.
Looks pretty good.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Seth.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. How are you?
Good.
You're excited?
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to?
I'm just going to get a walk.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you? And what about when you're looking up in the sky a little bit later on?
Yeah, it's kind of like, the sky's like blue.
I know, but it's not going to be though, is it? It's going to be very dark, and you're going to be able to see the sun behind the moon, just the very outline of it. Do you know what that's called?
Yeah, because first the sun comes up,
Yeah.
and then the moon comes out, and then like the moon goes down, like the sun can't go bright.
No.
Yeah, because the moon is there.
Yeah. The moon's in the way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the
Oh, okay.
way, so
Cool.
you can't go.
Mike Ketriakis is an eclipse chaser, and he is presently in Illinois for us. Hello to you, Mike. What's the appeal? Tell us.
What's the appeal? Oh, well, I mean, if you haven't seen one already, you don't know what's in store. It's still hard for me to grasp that in 4 hours we're going to be experiencing totality. And the magic of it, feeling like you're in outer space but without a spacesuit. You're on the moon, you're seeing the sun in this glow, this light, and with all its colors and all its details, and the dynamism of it moving, because you're actually seeing the real movement of the moon, and you're seeing the sparkles of Bailey's beads, diamond ring. So it's a real-time astronomical effect, the grandest of all astronomical effects that affects everything around you. All the atmosphere, red horizon all around, shadows, light, animals react, temperatures drop. So it's some experience that you cannot get anywhere else.
Let's look at what causes a total eclipse. It's down to a couple of strange coincidences. The diameter of the sun is 400 times wider than the moon's, but the sun is also around 400 times further away from the Earth than the moon. This means that viewed from Earth, they appear to be the same size, creating the stunning effect of a total eclipse, as the entire surface of the sun is obscured by the moon. When this happens, those on Earth within the path of totality are plunged into sudden darkness by the moon's shadow, experiencing a total eclipse. This makes it possible for them to see the spectacular phenomenon of the sun's outer atmosphere, bright rays of light known as the corona. And so much can be studied about the sun while this effect is happening.
People keep talking to me about elliptical orbits making for variance. What on earth does that mean? It sounds like a telegraph crossword clue to me.
It basically is the dance between the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun. And of course, the Moon goes around the Earth and the Earth goes around the Sun. And at certain periods of time, it's just right that the Moon is just the right distance and just the right size away from us, that it can actually block out the bright disk of the Sun. The thing about it is it doesn't happen all the time, because the moon's orbit is slightly tilted. That's that elliptical orbit mechanics that you were talking about. And therefore, at certain times, the shadow passes either side of the Earth. But here today, at just the right time, at just the right place, that shadow falls across the United States. But we're very fortunate here that the moon is just the right distance away, that it blocks out the bright disk to show us the beautiful corona as we'll see it later on today.
I'm extremely excited. How excited should I be?
Oh, very excited. This kind of thing has not happened for a very long time. The last time there was a significant eclipse over a big part of the continental United States was 1979. So this doesn't happen that often.
I'm told that you're the first ever astronaut to video an eclipse. Is that right?
Right. During my space station mission from 2004 to 2005, I was alerted about an eclipse, and I was able to get a video camera and take some footage of the event, and it was pretty impressive. You know, we saw a dark spot over the clouds that got lighter towards the edge. But I have to tell you, and it's one of those astronomical events that's actually more impressive from the ground. You can't say that about very many of these astronomical events.
This is the first solar eclipse to have travelled coast to coast in almost a century. As it began its journey across the United States, millions turned their eyes to the sky. Oregon, the first state in its path.
Yes, I can. Well, that's amazing. It's just starting to bite to the top right-hand side.
Then the magic began.
How excited are you, madam? Very excited. Nibble. Yeah.
The solar eclipse is happening at like 20%.
Let me put mine on as well. At what?
At 20% right now.
I'm not sure it's 20%. Are you sure? It just looks like a little nibble to me at the moment. And how have you sold it to the kids?
We surprised them a year ago when we booked the space here. So we've been playing this for a year.
Okay. And what would be the epitome for you? What are you most looking forward to? Obviously seeing Bailey's beads and the corona?
Yes, Bailey's beads. It would be awesome to see the edges of the moon.
Okay.
So, super excited about that. The NASA people were wonderful explaining everything to us this week.
Oh my goodness, about 50% gone now, I'm going to say.
got a whole series of telescopes on it.
Yeah.
And so that we can switch back from one scope to the other during the totality. I'm most interested in totality.
Okay.
You know, partial eclipses are cute, but it's not like the fabulous effect of totality.
So what is the
and
difference
that one's
for
imaging
you?
Them.
What's the difference for you between totality and partial?
Well, totality is like, it's unreal. You have a sunset all the way around you, 360 degrees.
Can't wait!
The stars, the bright stars are out. We're actually clearing out the smoke a little bit too.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yes. Boss is on bench. Is it getting red? Did you see the sun getting a little bit red? Oh, does it?
Well, it's almost here. It will last for approximately 2 minutes and we'll be able to take off our glasses. I'm going to let you enjoy that moment with us in just a second. People are counting us down now. 30 seconds to go. Glasses back on.
And a second sunrise of the day.
Oh my God, it was spiritual. Mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing. Amazing. We all started crying. I am.
NASA experts were out and up in force.
Up over the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Oregon. And it was amazing, wasn't it?
Outstanding.
For me, at 25 years I did research on the corona. I saw it for the first time. It was my first eclipse. Was it your first eclipse?
My first eclipse as well.
Just absolutely amazing.
1 minute for mid-ecliptic. Should be entering the totality momentarily.
5, 4, corona, 3, 2, 1. There it is!
38,000 feet above the Pacific Ocean, a chaser charter flight caught the moment.
There's the diamond ring! Oh! Gorgeous! My 12th total eclipse, and it was every bit as good as any eclipse I've seen.
No one's out there protesting this eclipse. I mean, it's really a perfect event for the times. And frankly, if it reminds people that our existence is a lot bigger than the planet that we're on, that's a good thing. Nature sends us reminders every once in a while that we're not alone as a planet. We have neighbors. And this is a stark reminder in a very spectacular fashion. So it's great.
From the balcony of the White House, US President Trump took time to look up.
We still have inside the feeling from thousands of years ago when we didn't know that the sun wasn't being eaten by a monster or a dragon. And the very fact that you see this black hole in the sky where the sun was brings out not only a thrill, but also something very visceral and something very profound and biblical inside you.
When it just began, it sort of sparked on one side, and then everything went dark, and you can see the halo.
It just kind of tickled you and all over. It was wonderful, wonderful. And I wish I could do it again, but I won't ever see something like that ever again.
The 70-mile wide shadow traveled across the US in 1 hour and 34 minutes. 12 million people live within the path, and another 7 million are thought to have traveled to the area.
Right now you can see that hazy ring. That is the chromosphere. It is looking a little bit sort of reddish.
Even where cloud obscured the view, crowds still cheered.
wouldn't go anywhere in the world to see that again. You got to experience a full eclipse. That's just all there is to it.
I'm so glad I was here for this. Like, I'm so lucky because being like in totality, like the last stop kind of the United States was amazing.
Giraffes ran in circles.
Getting so dark.
Flamingos flocked together.
Look at the flamingo. That's filming that. Look at the flamingo. They all got their heads up and are flapping.
Zookeepers weren't certain whether it was the eclipse or the excitement of the visitors that affected their behaviour. The International Space Station was outlined against the sun as the moon began to cast its shadow.
Well, I'd seen pictures from previous eclipse, and so I think I had underestimated what this would look like. This was much darker than I gave it credit for being.
For us, being able to witness it from above was just really special because it represents how far we've come with the technology we have. I mean, look, we're on the International Space Station where we're doing, more than 250 different experiments and working with an international team. Look at where we're at.
Once upon a time, there was light in my life.
Guests on a cruise ship sang along with Bonnie Tyler.
Nothing I can say, I'm total eclipse. Come on! Yeah!
Michael, you may kiss your bride.
Woohoo!
Congratulations!
And a couple shared vows, uniting them during the moment of totality.
Oh, what a beautiful moment.
Well, that's it, the end of the solar eclipse 2017. It went straight across the United States. 200 million people had the opportunity to view it live.
Centuries in the making, decades in the planning. Minutes in its magnificence.